Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope you are good. We're going to talk about the FOMO rush in the Bitcoin halving, why you should be prepared for a bit of volatility this weekend. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new, give a like, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment, say hi, take the piss out of my hat or whatever, don't care. First things first, obviously tomorrow we'll be recording episode number 4 of the Crypto Mobcast. It'll be released on Sunday on this channel. It's going to be a halving special, obviously with the timing. Talk about halvings, previous halvings. And shut up, Seagull. Christ. Near it. Trolls, eh? So, talking to that, cool. Follow it on social medias if you so wish. If you enjoy crypto podcasts, they are different to anything you've probably heard in the crypto space. Two northern guys talking... Yeah, it's just weird. Anyways, other things to mention. Bitcoin halving's happening very, very soon. As I say, happening in 3 days, 10 hours. By the time you're watching this, it'll probably be about 3 days. It is a hype, it is a thing, and I'm going to go about it and explain a few things on what to be careful on. Before I forget though, links below. Check out my socials, give me a follow. I'm quite active on Twitter. I'd like more people on my Twitter, to be honest with you, who actually talk, because, yeah, everyone's vanished. So, halving. This Bitcoin halving is different. Crypto Valley experts agree. Now, I don't quite agree with this in personal opinion. Now, they're stating that Bitcoin, in terms of value proposition, is high for the miners not to care. Well, fuck me. If I was going to work and I lost half my income, I'd be pretty buggered, really. Same with, like, you know, the miners. Like, they've got an operation, they've got premises to pay rent on, they've got electricity, they've got rigs, they've got gear, they've got staff. Right, okay, boys and girls, we're just going to cut the reward and the miners won't do anything. Highly doubt that the miners are not going to just like do anything. Like, they will do something. They will definitely move some equity around. They've got to, just to make sure they survive long term. Christ. So chances are, I personally believe they will dump on us. I think, you know, whales in the mining world are pretty big. They will want to protect their long-term passive income, which is obviously mining. So be warned. Now, this is kind of thing we witness the very moment when vast and economic crisis triggered by a pandemic is threatening to overwhelm already over-indebted states. So they're trying to claim that because of the hyperinflation in other countries, that Bitcoin is a savior and all that stuff. But we've not fully seen that. We've not seen the speculation of that kind of happen in terms of fact yet. Now, obviously, Bitcoin, mining, halving, it's a big event. Problem is, we're in a pandemic, so we don't know what's going to happen. They even go on to say, typical YouTuber style, forget about the price predictions. You might as well flip a coin. There is no way in telling which way it's going to go. Also, it's at least interesting thing about the halving. Really? So, new people, hi. If you are into the space because you've heard someone say about halving because you're in lockdown and you're bored, chances are we're going to have a wild weekend. Personal opinion. I'm going to go over some facts what I feel that is probably more likely to happen over the long term, in my personal viewpoint. Until something happens, as in if we go over a certain price point, it actually invalidates, so we'll have to wait and see. But step number 1, whale alerts. I mentioned this yesterday. We have increased the reporting values. There's been a lot of movement, a lot of money coming in, a lot of institutions possibly moving money around, miners possibly moving money around. Now, this isn't just little bags. This is big bags. And we're going to look at a few of them now. So there's been a few going into OKX, which is quite a big one in terms of volume liquidity for miners, right? They tend to drop on there. But there's also a lot of US Tether jumping around going to Binance right now. And over the last few hours, we've seen a bit of a drop. Now, in a few minutes, you're going to see, well, a few seconds actually, you're going to see there we go, there it is. This is the big one. 120 million was printed last night. So, are people getting ready to do something? I think so. I think there's a massive emphasis on what is going to happen this weekend. This weekend is bank holiday weekend in the UK. Other countries are also having holiday periods. Now, this is an important factor. When you start looking at all these tether prints that are happening, there's another one there. You know, just keep an absolute eye on where the money's going. If you follow the money, you're probably going to see a reaction. People, in my opinion, are FOMOing into an overstretched Bitcoin price, right? Halving creates FOMO. We haven't corrected yet. We've actually gone 7.5 weeks without any correction, and I'll come on to that in a minute. But the fundamentals of Bitcoin, the difficulty adjustment is currently high. The price data of that would indicate that Bitcoin is pretty profitable right now in terms of price because it's higher than what it costs to mine. However, that difficulty adjustment follows price. So if we are to drop, that difficulty adjustment will reset in about 9 days' time. It will probably be lower than what it is now. Helpful for the miners. I think that is a big emphasis of what could happen over the weekend if we start to correct. High leverage markets, stop losses, liquidations, triggers. There'll be a lot of gaps below us right now because bulls have been buying up. Bears will probably be waiting somewhere, and I can bet you bottom dollar in and around that 10,000, 10,100 up to 10,500, there'll be a lot of sellers. That could be where the breaking point is, and I'll explain that in more detail. Now, Forbes have also written an article last night, which is indicating that things are starting to turn a little bit, in my view, in terms of the news. I was always expecting a 10k Bitcoin. I wasn't expecting it to be as slow as it was. I thought where we were in terms of price action for a while, it was around the $8,000 for a while, and I was like, oh cool, we're here for a while, happy days. That was like the 618 level of Bitcoin. It's like, right, we kind of hit the top end. We trickled up very, very slowly, and finally we got here, right? So with that said, you know, Bitcoin saw this week climbing to 10,000 revenue up the rest of the market, all kinds of stuff here, but they have warned of a potential correction. Supply squeeze looming. Some have warned Bitcoin price could be heading for a cliff edge. I feel that is the most likely thing that's going to happen. Now, people will probably say I'm bearish. I'm not bearish, I'm long term. I'm just realistic. I trend trade. I trade the trends. Whatever happens, I go with it. Now, we've not corrected. It's set for the 12th of May, give or take, and we're going to drop in, you know, supply. That's obvious. But no one knows how the Bitcoin price will react. I think with the conditions of us being up 180%, with the fact that profits will be taken, with the fact that, you know, halving's going to occur, with past data to tell us that after halvings we tend to drop, it's kind of impossible to see what's going to happen. But you've got to look at past data. Global stock sell-offs could be happening very, very soon. The Bitcoin halving could also trigger potential sell-offs for people to move money around because they might have bought in low and they may be selling high. Remember, stock markets move on average 7 to 10% on average per year. Bitcoin has moved up about 40% in a matter of a week, give or take. So look at that one with caution if I were you. So in the long term, we can expect Bitcoin to register significant price appreciation towards the end of 2020 and 2021. I feel that is possible. I do, however, feel that before that happens, I think there'll be a shakeout. I think there'll be a massive sell-off of profits just to get some wiggle room, get some movement, get some volume in the lower regions, and then potentially from there on we'll go. Now, I said there's a big formation that we need to look at. This line here is the breaker in my eyes. Now, if I just do this, put the RSI on there. The RSI is incredibly high right now. When you look at past data and where we've been in terms of when we are up here, we tend to come down. When we're in the lower end, obviously go up. Big warning signs for me is that this is an overstretched move and a correction is looming. We have not, I repeat, we have not corrected in a number of weeks. So if you go from this one up to here, 49 days, 7 bars, 7 weeks, we have not corrected, and we've done 122% gains from that reversal candle. Key point to take away. Even during the bull run, we went up, we corrected, we went up, we corrected, we went up, we corrected, we went up, and we fucking died. So, this is key. Do not cry when we start doing this, and potentially this, and going back down to this bottom level. It is definitely possible. Anything can happen in crypto. If we go beyond this level and we hold above this level, we have created a higher high on the weekly, and it's for the first time in, well, how long? This is technically the last candle since August 2019. It's a long, long time. So, multiple rejections. Other thing to mention as well, just to give you an insight as well, just to try and show you something a bit more valid as well, because why not? We have not formed on the weekly for a long, long while a higher high. Funny enough. When you consider it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7. 7 times we've not done it. This is a double top. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So there you go. That's today's video done. I personally believe we're going to come down. I think the correction is here. I think people are buying the tops. I think FOMO is here. I think people are just being a bit chaotic, a bit stupid in terms of money management. I think risk reward has gone out the window. People are thinking that they're going to put $100 into Bitcoin, they're going to make money overnight. Well, $100 and a 20% move is literally fuck all. It's nothing. So be mindful of that. Enjoy. I'll be back on Sunday with the podcast. Look forward to that. Obviously, please do like it, subscribe it, review it. It's all obviously a bit different to normal. But in my viewpoint, I think we are going to drop very, very soon. Take what you will.